So this should be pretty good. We should take a crazy absurd less damage as well. Our opponent is inflicting a lot of debuffs on us, so we could be in trouble. That's for sure. Slowing us down by quite a bit. Inflicting that blinds. If you get a block, but that blind could be a huge problem. Although we do have an eye lamp to scale up our accuracy, which is going to be nice. However, we're going to use up all our luck once we do lamp, which means our accuracy is going to go down to about 40%. But the trade-off is massive damage. And it's looking a bit dicey. We do get a block just in time, but we do end up falling short. So we end up losing out. And we do end up losing some rank points. Okay, dokie, let's go and jump some rank games with the adventure and see what we can do today. So we got a little bit unlucky in the last matchup. We do start off with an eye lamp, which is really, really awesome. I do like it quite a bit. We could sell everything, but we grab the shard bow, we grab our wooden sword. I think we grab the shield and we grab some healer herbs. And we move on with this. I'm going to sell a little pocket plant. Yeah, let's get going. So I think this should be pretty decent round one, potentially, because we do block a little bit of damage, eating up their stamina. However, that's a spear round one, which unfortunately is just going to be a crazy damage. Yeah, we're going to end up losing to a spear no matter what. However, speaking of crazy, Amulet of Steel with Amulet of Feasting. And so we're going to sell our shields, we're going to sell our shard bow, we're going to sell our wooden sword, and we're going to grab this bit of storage. The Amulet of Feasting I'd love to keep, but it's not going to do a whole lot for us. We could keep our stone to go for some stone skill pots, or we sell it to grab ourselves a little forging hammer with him down for. If we're going to go from power stacking, it would be nice. And we could also craft up a chain up, but honestly, turn up is going to be much, much better earlier on. However, we're facing a ranger with triple weapons, which is going to be a lot of damage once again. We do start off with 30 block, allowing us a bit more time to stack up our spikes and just survive for a little bit longer. So round two, much, much better. Now we're just getting all the amulets. Definitely so. Well, I'm genuinely not complaining about it, because that's going to be awesome for us. Chili pepper, speeding up our heat is exactly what we want also. It makes it a lot tougher to grab our weapon situation, and unfortunately, our skill chases are not that great. So should we gamble? Because Echo and Battle Cry, I don't like taking in round 4. We could take Power of the Moon and try to go for max life stacking with a Thorn Bloom, but it's just RNG at this point. Heavy drinking, it's going to be tough to find ourselves a potion. And since we don't have much money anyway, I'm going to sell these and I'm going to gamble. Might be something awesome. Not bad, actually. Definitely not bad. How about we sell it to grab ourselves potentially a flame up type combo? Do we grab ourselves a small bit of luck? I think so. So it's looking like we're in a pretty decent spot for now. If we get a flame up, I'm going to be happy enough to take it, because we do get a lot of spikes with our armored wells. And we definitely want to find ourselves some way to generate up armor with our stone skill pot to give us some power. We got crazy spikes, we got lots of heat, we should definitely be able to win out. The Bag of Giving literally giving us some crazy options. Now speaking of crazy options, we do get a headshot of all things. Now, do we want to keep our Draconic Orb, or do we want to sell it to try and find ourselves a flame? It does give us 4 rolls. I'm going to do it. Although that's another chili pepper. It's going to be kind of tough to find ourselves a flame. But I think we try. Can we find one? One more roll. Although you on sell, I'm going to take as I roll. We didn't find our flame. Maybe it's a bit foolish to roll there, but if we did manage to get a flame up in this round, it would have been nuts. We did waste gold rolling, which we could have used in our shop in the next round as well. But with our Hedgehog and our Turnip, we should definitely be ahead of some of the other opponents right now. So it's not looking too bad. Now it did give us some heats, which is not exactly what I want. The food item we can get rid of. But again, we're going to move on super quick. I'm going to keep our Topaz inside our Turnip as well. That way we can speed it up like crazy. Now it is going to eat up a lot more stamina, but I think it should be okay. Especially for these earlier rounds. We got lots of spikes, we're going to be dealing with big damage with our Turnip. And we got a decent bit of heat as well. And smash it. Now we did get a box of Prosperity. We also got an Elven Rune for max life if we want to. Now we should also have had our freaking hedgehog beside our chili pepper as well. I also have an Amulet of Wells to trigger it as well. Now, the box prosperity isn't going to be too crazy for us. We can put a smithing for dummies in it, but that's about it. So I think we just move on once again. But we're kind of at the mercy of the bag of giving right now. So with Amulet of Wells, once we do stack up our spikes, we're going to trigger a hedgehog to deal that little bit of extra damage. Yeah, it's just better positioning overall. Our opponent does have Battle Rage. Their axe is going to get a ton of skilling damage. But we should definitely be able to win out. With the amount of spikes and block we're getting, hell yeah. And we did get our flame and a boomerang, as well as Nature's Chronicles. So actually really decent combo. And we could actually go for that Dead Loss as well. A super fast Dead Loss would give us mana and remove a bunch of buffs from opponents. Now it would use up all our luck to regenerate stamina, but within the combo of our Nature's Chronicles, if we stack up a bunch of regen, this is going to be nice as well. So I think we take it, we grab ourselves a mana orb, we grab this, we have the whole shop we do want to take, and we craft up our flame up. And we do want to get a dagger rank since we do have ourselves the elephant rune, so we can stun our opponent as well. Well, we'll see, we are taking on a Thornbloom type situation. Well, they don't have the Thornbloom just yet, but we should be able to get even more spikes thanks to our Nature's Chronicles. And awesome. We do get a life back, we're back to full, we do get a rat chef of all things. Now the safe play is always to go for the ukulele, because duplicating our buffs, giving us heals, always great. However, Mercury Elemental is on sale with an Amulet of Steel with heat stacking. We're going to go incredibly fast, we're going to be dealing big damage, we're going to be getting a bunch of empower hopefully. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell this. Unstable Recombobulator I really do want to keep, but I think I'm going to have to sell it. Unless we sell this green gemstone, but I do want to keep this so we can get some poison resistance if we do get some armor. So as much as it pains me, I'm going to sell our Unstable Recombobulator. I was going to grab you for now as well. We can't exactly take these items either. Do we still want these items? Because removing our opponent's buffs would be nice as well. It's more disruption to our opponent. But yeah, I think we move on with this. So this should be pretty good, hopefully. We'll see. We should be able to inflict quite a bit of poison. We're going to be inflicting poison on ourselves, which is not so great. But as long as we get empower from our Amulet of Steel, we're going to be dealing more damage, which means more block, which means more empower. And we're going to be going super fast. Our stamina is going to be incredibly awesome. And we do get a Phoenix of all things. The Phoenix will duplicate or keeps alive, but also beating us down. I kind of want to sell it because I do want to grab ourselves a mana orb to get a bunch of buffs as well. But I'm also looking at this bird to duplicate our buffs as well, which would be kind of smashing. So I'm going to sell these for now. I really do want to grab the bird too. We have so much in our inventory. I think we might... Do we want to give up on our Delos? I actually really do want to grab that. And we should also move this over to this position so we get that extra bit stamina back from this as well. But I think it does mean we're going to move on. It should be pretty decent. I'm hoping that we can stack up crazy mana. But once we get our Delos, we're going to stack up more mana. We're also going to be removing our opponent's buffs. We're going to be using our luck to regenerate stamina so we can add in a bunch of weapons. Except our opponent is dealing a lot of damage to us. And we do end up falling short, which is not great. However, we got ourselves a Amethyst egg. The spell is called Frost Bolts. We also got Thornburst to give us more spikes to get more heat while also stun our opponents. I think we sell our Dragon Egg. I'm going to sell our spell called Frost Bolts. I think I'm going to take Thornburst of all things. Thornburst to stun our opponents. That is Gingerbread Jerry, so we could use up our luck, mana, and heats to give us max life and power as well. So it makes me actually want to take it. But I'm going to sell all these gemstones. We could keep these, but I'm going to sell them all because I do want to grab our bird. And I do want to grab our fanny pack. The question is, are we going to take Gingerbread Jerry? Because we would end up using our luck, our mana, and our heats to give us a bunch of empower. Now I did move our set brown so we can have our mana orb inside our puzzle bag improvements along with our chili pepper, and we should be able to stack up more empower potentially with this in this position as well. So you giving us regen is going to give us more spikes, so you know what, I'm going to be down for him. Definitely going to be down for him. However, we are taking on a Smelly Wall Poison Spirit. There's going to be a lot of poison on us. We're going to be self-inflicting poison even more. And that's crazy bad for us. Literally the worst opponent we could have faced. However, that is a Serpent Staff. Should we pivot into a dead-sized Serpent Staff? I actually don't think we do. I think we take this. We also want to grab the Pineapple. But we sell these gemstones for now. Do we sell a regen? We could sell a regen to go ahead and grab ourselves something like a Spell Skull Regrow or Dark Frenzy. But I think we actually move on once again. So at least with our Gingerbread Jerry, we're facing another Bursty type build, so we could be in trouble. Potentially. But with our Gingerbread Jerry, we stack up a little bit of max life, we get more empower, which means we should be able to deal more damage, give us more block, giving us more empowerment. Which is incredibly awesome, and we've got tons and tons of healing right now. Now, that's just straight up crits. Another Box of Prosperity is kind of nuts. Frozen Buckler I'd love to keep as well, but I'm going to sell it. Box of Prosperity I'm going to have to sell as well. And we do want to grab a crit. Do we want to go for a Blue Sage's Collar is the next question. I'm going to sell our gloves. Blue Sage's Collar. I'd rather go for a red collar, to be quite honest. I'm going to sell this red ruby. I'm going to sell this, the red ruby that we missed. I'm going to sell all this because I do want to grab ourselves this pineapple. Cupcake. Hell yeah, I'm going to be grabbing it. Especially being on sale for 4. So I think we're going to let go of our Dead Laws after 750,000 shops. As much as I love to keep it, I think we're going to get rid of it. And once we get our Cupcake, we should be able to stack up our heat even faster. Our spikes. Our regen. Preferably our heat. So it's not looking too bad. Once we get our heat stacked up, we should be in a pretty good spot. Except we are going to be stacking up crazy absurd poison. We got loads of buffs. And can we win out? Because it's looking a bit dicey. But hell yeah. I do love a super fast boomerang. And we got some craziness. I'm going to sell this. Amulet of Life is kind of nice. I'd like to sell you 2. I kind of want to keep the banana. But I also just want to grab ourselves a Cupcake. I'm also contemplating grabbing ourselves a fanny pack to speed up our food items again. But I'm just going to roll a set of blueberries for mana generation is exactly what we need. And I actually think we move on. So the mana's not going to do too much since we didn't take our Dead Laws. But if you do get a Moon Shields, I'm going to be gladly taken out. Moon Shield will be a nice addition to our whole setup. Because we would be getting tons of block from Mercury Elemental, give us our mana, stacking up relatively awesome. But it's not looking too bad. We got crazy heats and smashing. Our opponent did cleanse pretty much all the poison. And I'm debating on whether we take our points and run. Because our DPS right now is about 51 DPS, while our opponent's DPS is about 30. In terms of heals, we do have 15 healing per second. With about 134 max life gained. And in terms of block, we managed to get about 20 block per second. So I'm thinking very, very strongly about whether we take our points and run. Because we do have 5 rounds to go. So if we take our points, we're back to exactly where we lost. Is this going to be good enough to win out? I think since we have an Amulet of Steel, I'm going to chance it. Now it does give us a katana. I'm going to sell our piggy bank. I'm going to add this in. The reason to add the katana in is with a Mercury Elemental, we're going to regenerate stamina. If we're going super fast, we can regenerate a lot of stamina, especially with a Rat Chef. Now I do want to continue to roll. We could grab the lamp to actually lamp our whole situation, which I'm going to be down for. But let's go on once again. So are we going to run out of stamina by adding in a katana, especially going up against a spiked wall? But with the katana, we remove our buffs. We also reduce their scaling damage. If you get it going super fast, it should be a crazy addition to our build. For sure, because our stamina isn't looking too bad. Except our opponent does have Battle Rage. They are surviving for quite some time, and it's a lot of poison on both sides. And unfortunately, yeah, they do end up beating us out. Now that's a puzzle bag of ruin, which I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell this too. We can try to stun our opponents with multiple elven runes. However, we sell these, and we grab ourselves a Jin's Lamp. And we move on. I'm hoping that we can end up lamping our whole situation. Because we're going to get tons of spikes. The only problem is we're going to be using luck like there's no tomorrow, but it is going to help with our luck generation as well. So we can keep our Gingerbread Jerry constantly giving us our max life and our power. But can we still win out? Hell yeah, it's looking so much better and awesome. And that's a Poison Dagger. That is our Moon Shield. Is there any way we can take it right now? We sell this, we sell our Star Sand, we sell this Gemstone. So I'm not entirely sure if there's a way we can take it right now. So do we want to wait another round? I think we do got to take another round. However, our build is coming together quite nicely since we're going to have multi-stuns. And our Poison Dagger is going to be triggered on a stun as well. Except that's Burning Blade Dragons with a Happy Bomb. We're going to end up taking a lot of damage pretty fast. We could be in trouble. And when I say could be in trouble, I mean we're definitely going to lose. However, that's a freaking Molten Greatsword. The question is, should we just pivot to this? So I think we sell our Katana here. We sell our Katana. We do need to place this in. We go ahead and sell our Squirrel Archer to go ahead and grab this for even more crits on our Molten Greatsword, potentially. And we do need our luck in, and we need to stun our opponents. We need a bit of lifesteal on it. And Moon Shields, I think, has to go. Right now we sell our Shell. We sell this Gemstone. Go ahead and grab you as well. Well, let's get going once again. With our Molten Greatsword in, we should potentially be able to stack up even more in power. Hopefully, we are taking on an opponent that is going to be removing all our buffs. But I'm hoping that we can get our power pretty quickly with our Molten Greatsword, hopefully, to deal our damage, stack up our block, and yeah, this is looking so much better. Holy moly, this Molten Greatsword definitely saved the run. I'd love to add in a Molten Spear, but I'm going to sell it along with this too. Let's go ahead and grab a bit of storage. Let's roll again. We could grab another dagger, but I think we just continue to roll. Another set of blueberries will be kind of nice as well, stacking up our mana a little bit faster. We can grab the card to potentially stack up our power as well. I'm not going to take it though. Dark Frenzy. Honestly, I think this might be our final setup. I'm looking at this Fanfare though. The Fanfare would give us some power, potentially. It would give us mana, which is not too bad. But I do like our setup really quite a bit. We should also move this up slightly. Yeah, that's so much better. I'm not going to take it. Let's roll once more. And a second Jin's Lamp, I'd love to add in, but I think we're happy enough with our setup. Because we can generate a lot of mana, we can get some power from this. We should be able to stack up some power with Gingerbread Jerry, along with our Molten Greatsword, and the more damage we deal, the more block we get, which means more power we get, which means more damage we do. And it's an awesome cycle. Now, I would have loved to grab a Vampiric Armor as well, but we are going to slow this down. We are taking on another Molten Greatsword Ukulele Adventurer. So are we going to be able to take him on? Hopefully so. Now, we do have 444 max life, thanks to Gingerbread Jerry. We're getting our heat stacked up. It's a lot of poison on us, which could be problematic because they're dealing some big damage as well. But I'm hoping that we get our block, we deal our damage, we get some crits, and we potentially win out. And it's not looking too bad. It's a lot of heat, lots of power, and awesome. Hell yeah. Now in terms of DPS, our DPS turned out to be about 112 from our Molten Greatsword, Flame Up, Spikes, Poison Dagger, Boomerang, Forging Hammer, Poison, and Hedgehog. Literally listed off everything. 112 DPS is pretty darn sweet. Now in terms of heals, we managed to get 20 healing per second, as well as 20 max life gain per second. Gingerbread Jerry coming in clutch also. Now in terms of block, we managed to get about 45 block per second, 400 block, being our Mercury Elemental giving us a crazy absurd. And in terms of Empower, we managed to get about 3 per second, which is not too crazy. But the Amulet of Steel start definitely gives a huge advantage. We did end up with 2 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 8, ranking this up just a small bit once again. But anyways, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribing, and hope to get back up for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in some round 18 fights, and we're going to see how we can deal with some other builds. We are facing a Turbo Turtle Adventure. They're going to be trying to get as much heat as possible to speed up that turtle by insane amounts. But again, as long as we have our Molten Greatsword stacking up our power with our heats, we should definitely be able to win out. Hell yeah. Now, can we deal with a Spike Staff, Magic Torch, Fancy Fencing Rapier Adventurer, Berserker? When you deal with Guardian, they're going to get tons of healing, they're going to get tons of mana, but we should definitely be able to win out. And awesome. And finally, can we take on a Berserker, Spike Staff, Chain Up type combo with the Catspray Companion? They're going to get crits on their Spike Staff, they're going to stack up even more power. They're going to be trying to steal our buffs, but I think we still should have the advantage. And awesome.